Unbelievable. Herdsmen attack on Ibadan Expressway. And if this is not stopped, what may follow? We know we hear this happening in the north. But right now, this is coming to Ibadan Expressway. Okay, and we know that that route is one of the routes in the south where when you're coming from the east, you're coming from the southwest. That is the connecting road. That's Ibadan. There may be other roads, but that's like the main connecting road in that region. And what is happening now needs to be immediately put to a stop, and something must be done immediately. Otherwise, what is going on is not acceptable. And if not stopped immediately, these herdsmen, that's why thank God that the southern governors have put a ban on open grazing. Let's get all the details. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. It is no longer news that some parts of Ibadan Expressway are now becoming the haven of some notorious herdsmen who have been reported to be attacking some drivers and commuters along the expressway. Some days ago, a Nigerian actor was reported to have experienced the attack by this maniac on the road. According to the actor, Bimpe Akintunde, who lamented how she managed to maneuver her car from the attackers from the suspected Fulani herdsmen who were shooting sporadically to scare people away to carry out adoption on some people who plied the road at the setting point known as the Onigere in the Ibadan Expressway around Oyo State. It was recalled that about 10 days ago, at the same spot, some suspected Fulani herdsmen were said to have disrupted the peace of the people when they were said to have killed a driver and adopted his passengers. So Nigerians must be careful and watch out on what is going on now in Ibadan Expressway. All these happenings are indication that the suspected Fulani herdsmen are now using that spot in Onigari to penetrate their infiltration of crime, of kidnapping and killings. It is on that basis that Oyo State Governor with the Oyo State Security Forces needs to swing into action because of what is happening at that very venue. Amotekun must get on it immediately. All the places where killings and adoptions are thriving in the northern part of the country are typical example of how banditry, kidnapping continued and now have become a full-blown issue. If they are not immediately dealt with, it may escalate. There is therefore need to intensify security agencies against these herdsmen who are plying that road and carrying out all forms of atrocities. Nigerians must work at it to deal with this. Ibadan Expressway is currently the connecting road that links and leads this part of the southern region into the other parts of the country, and so must not be allowed to be taken over by herdsmen. The governor of that state, from where particularly this is going on, must intensify efforts. So this is what is happening right now, my wonderful people. This is what is going on. Everybody must rise up to it, and everybody must speak out and not allow these things to continue. What we are experiencing and what is happening is not acceptable. This part has become the new place where they can do their thing, and they think they can get away with it. But the truth of the matter is that everybody must rise up, and we must not allow them to continue on this very track. We must not allow it. They are committing evil, and we must not allow it to continue. We must not allow it to thrive or to see the light of day. Okay? We must not allow it. And so the call remains and really lies on Governor Seyi Makinde to also rise to the occasion. Seyi Makinde has got a lot of work to do in this ground and in this regard to ensure that, people are safe. And once they know that they are being tailed and that everybody, is on it, nobody's taking it lightly, you will see that they will have no choice, but to back out. But when they are allowed to continue and nobody says anything and, everybody just continue and pretend like it's not happening, then it's allowed to continue, and before you know it, it will develop into a blue, a full-blown scale, something that we never thought about, or we never anticipated. So the time to rise up above that is now. The time to act is now. The time to act is now. The Fulani herdsmen knows exactly what they are doing. And so everybody, every one of us must continue to encourage our leaders, okay? And as we pray, because humanly speaking, these leaders, if God does not touch them, they are not ready to do anything, because they have soldiers around them that, that guides them. So they don't care about what's happening to the subject, or those who are in the states. They don't care. To a large extent, most of them don't care. Fulani herdsmen now, they've taken the liberty of, taking those roads and doing whatever they are doing. And this is why people like Sunday Igboho rose up and said, what is happening is not right. We cannot continue. These people are beginning to commit atrocities. Everybody should rise up to the occasion. And they said he was speaking too much. Today, you and I know where Sunday Igboho is. Southwest governors and leaders and all that have not finished, talking about Sunday Igboho's freedom. All they are talking about is their next political ambition. So this is the kind of heart you should kind of now see the kind of heart that these people have. Heart that is not, the heart is not simple. It's not a heart that feel the pains of the people, because if you do, you will first of all think about the plight of the people before you start thinking about your next political ambition. How many of them, truly sincerely speaking, have stood up for the people? How many of them have come out in spite of all that is going on? That's why Sunday Igboho stood and said, no, the oppression on the people is not fair. This is their land. They gave you, they welcome you, they were hospitable to you, but how come you are now the one carrying out this evil on them? And guess what? For that very singular reason, you and I know what is going on with Chief Sunday Igboho. Christmas and New Year, he spent it, in custody. If he had committed a crime, then he should face out for the issue of the crime he has committed. But guess what? This man has not committed a single crime. Not a single crime. But for speaking out, no, 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 no. In fact, he shouldn't have spoken out at all. That's what they are saying. They said he should have been quiet. He should not have said anything. So these are part of what's are going on in this country, and everybody must speak out against evil. Leave us a comment. God bless you. Do have a lovely and a fantastic day. Bye for now. Bye.